Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai. Jaya Radha Vallabha Sri Radhe. Jaya Jagannatha, Jaya Jagannatha, Jaya Baladeva, Jaya Subhadra. Jaya Prala Narsimhadev, Prala Narsimhadev, Prala Narsimhadev, Prala Narsimhadev. Jaya Sitaram, Jaya Sitaram, Jaya Sitaram, Jaya Sitaram. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev. Nitya Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitya Gaura Hari Bol. श्री श्री गौरीता की, श्री श्री राधा वल्लभ भगवान की, श्री 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 जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रमणि की, श्रील प्रभुपाद की, निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे। Hare Krishna. So today we are reading from Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, Canto 9, Chapter 10, verse number 15. So this verse number 15 is actually preparation for Yuddha. So Lord Ramachandra now preparing to go to Lanka. So this preparation, preparing a bridge. So this is the description of wonderful activity Lord Ramachandra had done about constructing a bridge. So this verse tells about the interaction between Samudradev, that is Varuna, and Lord Ramachandra. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So let us read word by word. It's a long statements of this verse. Kamam prayaye jahi visravasaha avamehan treloka ravanam avapunihi veera patnim badnihi setum iha te yasyasya vitatyaye gayanti dikvijaniha yam upetaya bhupaha. Full verse. Kamam prahayi jahi visvarvaso avemeham. Kamam prahayi jahi visravaso avameham. Trelokaravanam avapuhi virapatnim. Trelokaravanam avapuhi virapatnim. Badnihi setum ihate yasyasya vitataye. Badnihi setum ihate yasyasya vitate. Gayanti digvijayano yam upetaya bhupat. Gayanti digvijayano yam upetaya bhupaha. Kamam prayayi jahi visvarvaso avameham. Trelokaravanam avapunihi virapatnim. Badnihi setum ihate yasyasyo vitate. Gayanti digvijayanoyam upetaya bhupaha. Prabhu. Trelokaravanam avapuhi virapatnim. Badnihi setum ihate yasyasya vitate. Uyanti Digvijayano Yam Upeyata Bhupaha. Trilokaravanam avapunihi virapatnim. Kanam prayai jahi visvarasa. Okay, now translation. Kamam, as you like. Prayayi, you may go over my water. Jayi, just conquer. Visravasyaha, आप विश्वरहा मुनि. Avamehan, pollution like urine. Triloka, for the three words. Ravanam, the person known as Ravana, the cause of weeping. Avapunihi, regain. Veera, O great hero. Patnim, your wife. Badnihi, just construct. Setum, a bridge. Iha, here on this water. Te, of your good self. Yasyasya, fame. Vitat a, to expand. Gayanti, will glorify. Dik Vijaniha, great heroes who have conquered all directions. Yam, which bridge? Upetaha, coming near. Bhupaha, great kings. Translation and purport. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki, purport by Srila Prabhupada ki. My Lord, you may use my water as you like. Indeed, you may cross it and go to the abode of Ravana, who is the great source of disturbance and crying for the three words. He is the son of Visrava, but is condemned like urine. Please go kill him and thus regain your wife, Sita Devi. O great hero, although my water presents no impediment to your going to Lanka, please construct a bridge over it to spread your transcendental fame. Upon seeing this wonderful, uncommon deed of your Lordship, all the great heroes and kings in the future will glorify you. Purport: it is said that a sun and urine emanate from the same source, the genitals. When a son is a devotee or a great learned person, the seminal discharge for begetting a son is successful. But if the son is unqualified and brings no glory to his family, he is no better than urine. Here Ravana is compared to the urine because he was a cause of disturbances to the three worlds. Thus the ocean personified wanted him killed by Lord Ramachandra. One feature of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Ramachandra, is omnipotent. The Lord can act without regard to material impediments or inconveniences. But to prove that He is the Supreme Personality of Godhead and was not merely advertised as Godhead or elected by popular vote, He constructed a wonderful bridge over the ocean. Nowadays it has become fashionable to create some artificial God who performs no uncommon activities. A little magic will bewilder a foolish person into selecting an artificial God because he does not understand how powerful God is. Lord Ramachandra, however, constructed a bridge over the water with stone by making the stone float. This is the proof of God's uncommonly wonderful power. Why should someone be accepted as God without displaying extraordinary potency by doing something never to be done by any common man? We accept Sri Lord Ramachandra as the Supreme Personality of Godhead because he constructed this bridge. And we accept Lord Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead because he lifted Govardhan Hill when he was only 7 years old. We should not accept any rascal as God or an incarnation of God, for God displays special features in his various activities. Therefore, Lord himself says in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 4, verse 9, Janma karma cha chame divyam evam yo veti tatpataha Tvayakta deham punarjanma naitimam itiso Arjuna. One who knows the transcendental nature of my appearance and activities does not, upon leaving the body, take his birth again in this material world, but attains my eternal abode. O Arjuna, the activities of the Lord are not common. They are all transcendently wonderful and not able to be performed by any other living being. The symptoms of the Lord's activities are still mentioned in the Shastras, and after one understands them, one can accept the Lord as He is. Om Ajnana Trimindasya Jnananjala Salakaya Chaksurulmitayena Tasme Sri Gurave Namaha Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishnapadaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namini Namaste Sursadevi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Pachata Desha Tarini Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadara Sivasadi Gaura Bhaktavanda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So the today's verse, presents the wonderful omnipotence, powerful quality of Lord Ramachandra. So just to put it in context, we all heard for last few days the Ramayana as briefly explained by Sukadeva Goswami. Starting with Balakanda, very briefly appearance of Lord Ramachandra and his brothers. In one verse, that was what we call Balakanda. As earlier in last week discussed, So this Ramana has 24,000 verses which are organized into 7 books. And the first section and the first book is Balakanda. So then of course pastimes of their lordship after they grown up, little youthful, Ayodhya Kanda. Then last week we discussed in depth about Aranya Kanda, how Lord after exile from Ayodhya to the Aranya, that is forest, and he performed many wonderful activities, pastimes. Then of course that is where this Ravana abducted Mother Sita. So then moved to Kiskinda Kanda. So this is where Lord Rama to regain Mother Sita. So he has to build an army, so search party. So that is how he come across all these Vanaras, great devotee monkeys, including Hanuman, Sugriva, Vali, so many others, millions of them. Army is built and in search of Mother Sita. So they went slowly towards Rameswaram, Tamil Nadu. So, all the way from Maharashtra, then they come towards Kiskinda and Hampi are in Karnataka, So if you want to do the tour of Lord Rama's pastimes, you can visit this Kiskinda or Hampi. There you will see a beautiful river, Tungabhadra river. You will also see a very beautiful Lord Rama's deities in Hampi. Very beautiful. Sita, Ram, Lakshman, very, very beautiful. And sometime when the river, during rainy season, when it fills up, it swells, the water goes and tastes maximum up to the lotus feet of Lord Ramachandra. Then it becomes very happy. You see, taking darshan. Even the water god also want to take darshan of Lord Ramachandra's lotus feet. Then move forward. So their army was built. Of course, there are beautiful pastimes on that. Then now come to seashore of Indian Ocean. So essentially at Rameswaram. So the place where Lord Rama, reached. And so that is where he performed worship of Lord Shiva also. So that became Rameswaram, the Shiva Linga, Shiva deity. So worshipped by Rama, therefore it's called Rameswaram. Rameswaram, Iswara. Shiva is also called Iswara also. So Ramas, so Rameswaram. So now the whole army of millions of monkeys. And meanwhile, so first they send Hanuman to Lanka. So what did you do Hanuman there? Hanuman, Sukshama Rupa Dhari Siyai Dekao. In Hanuman Chalis, there is a beautiful song, one of the line, number 9, it says, Sukshama Rupa Dhari. He presented himself to Mother Sita as a Sukshama Rupa, like a small monkey. So he has shown. So of course, Mother Sita, couldn't believe how this monkey can really come from there. So then he exhibited Vikata Rupa. But he also exhibited Vikata Rupa in front of Ravan in the presence in their parliament. And then of course he performed wonderful activity. So Vikata Rupa Dhari Lanka Jalavo. So in a Vikata Rupa, when they put fire to his tail, what did he do? He went around and burnt the whole Lanka, all the Lanka except Vibhishana's quarter. Every minister had their own small quarter. So small house, or actually big house. Minister won't have a small quarter, they'll have a reasonably big house. So everything he burnt except Vibhishana's one. Then he came back. So that pastime is called Sundara Kanda. So now we are in Yuddha Kanda. So now Hanuman came back after burning Lanka. So now the planning is going on. How do we now go to Lanka? We have millions and millions of monkeys. So all of them may not be able to jump like Hanuman and reach Lanka. So therefore, Lord Ramachandra is now devising a means to go there. So before that, Lord Ramachandra didn't say, I am very powerful, supreme person of Godhead. I can do anything I want. No. He is showing us how to do it. So first Lord Ramchandra, paid respect, actually almost, obeisance only to this sea god. Samudra Dev. Sea is Samudra Dev, God. Samudra Dev. So that was Varuna. So he prayed to him. How long he prayed? 3 days. Not like, oh, Sri Ramachandra, oh, Radha Krishna. So, do something for me. Not just 1 second, but he prayed for 3 days, demonstrating how much patience we should have, even with demigods also. But because demigods are in charge of different activities, so here, Lord Ramchandra is also showing us, suppose when you are entering into Vrindavan, obviously we will pray to Radha Krishna, but before that you seek permission from Kshetrapal, Lord Shiva. Please, Shivaji, thank you very much. Please allow me to enter into Vrindavan. Okay? So here, Lord Ramchandra is showing us as a Maharada Purusha, as a best, noble, Purushottama person. So, even though he prayed for 3 days, this personality didn't appear. So, obviously, Lord Ramchandra also, exhibited his transcendental anger. So he became angry. So therefore, what did he do? So he said, I can actually dry up this whole ocean. He asked his brother Lakshmana, bring my bow and arrow. So indeed he took, and with his bow and arrow, suited inside that ocean, suddenly the whole commotion began. All the inside creatures inside the ocean. Who are the creatures inside the ocean? Big fishes, timingalas, of course crocodiles also. So they are feeling difficulty, suffering, suffocating. So then obviously at that time, this Samudra Dev thought, so now I can't play with Ramachandra, better go. So immediately appeared. So then took darshan of Lord Ramachandra and pleasing him. And this verse, what we have, is essentially prayer of Samudra Dev. So she is presenting. So of course before that he also said, so after that, before he appeared, not only one arrow, then Ramachandra took Brahmastra. So when he took Brahmastra, at that time definitely appeared. Then he prayed to Lord Ramchandra, oh Lord, so now that you already set Brahmastra on your bow, so please release it, the place where one of the side of this ocean, the thieves are living, who are sinful people, who are polluting that polluting that sea, ocean. So therefore you please release this Brahmastra there. Obviously when Brahmastra falls into that place, what happens? That place becomes a desert. This is like a bomb throwing on some place. So when the bomb is thrown, that place pretty much become, all the places become like a desert. But of course, Lord's, whatever Lord perform, it doesn't go waste, but Lord blessing, it has become a very beautiful place too, with various opulent things growing there, including cows enjoying, giving nice milk and so on. Anyway, now coming back here. So after that, appeal by Samudra Dev. So what is Samudra Dev is saying? Kamam prayayi, the first word, kamam. Kamam, as you like. Prayayi, you may go over my water. So first thing he said, oh Lord, you can go on my water as you like. As you like means Lord can do anything. So with Lord's potency, all of them can walk on the water. Or Lord can dry up the whole ocean, they can walk on that ground. Of course, if Lord wishes, all of them can swim also. Monkeys also can swim. You might have seen in Vrindavan. If you go to Vrindavan, sometimes they jump into water, play around. So they can do anything. By Lord's potency, Lord's will, they can do anything. Therefore, so this one of them didn't put much condition. So as you like. So kamam prayayi. So then he says, Juhi Visvaraso avemiham. So this Juhi means, conquer. But he is also saying, Visravosa avamiham. This is very important to understand. So this Visravaso, that is son of Visrava Muni. So who is this Visrava Muni? So just to briefly, so Visrava Muni is actually son of Pulastya Muni. Pulastya Muni, I am sure you heard about this ashrama Pulastya Muni, where even earlier Bharat Maharaj, after he assumed the body of deer, he went there. So that's the place ashrama. So in this ashrama he performed, the Pulastya Muni, of course, obviously performed Ghora Tapas, actually very austerity life. So there, so obviously he also begat a son. So, and that Pulastya Muni's son is called Visrava. And this Visrava Muni, so he married daughter of Bharadwaja Muni. So he's also, just like his father, Visrava is also very devoted sage, and he also performed austerity and tapas, and this was impressed Bharadwaja Muni. So he has given his daughter called Ilavida to him. So they married, and from them born a son called Kubera. So therefore Kubera is son of Visrava Muni. So Kubera, as we know, he is a god of wealth, treasurer of all the gods, treasurer. So very important position. So that is the first son of Visrava Muni. The Visrava Muni, later, so married one Rakshasi. So this Rakshasi called Kekasi. So she was the daughter of Sumali. So there was a Rakshasa called Sumali. So he tried to impress his daughter. Why don't you somehow go and marry this Visrava Muni? So Visrava Muni first said, no, I cannot. I am just a Muni and a Brahmana. I cannot marry you. But somehow she impressed him. Obviously they present themselves as a beautiful form and start serving the Muni when he was doing tapas. Then Muni finally accepted her in marriage. So after married, he also told, so the sons born to you, the children born to you, all of them will be Rakshasa except the last one. So as a result of their union, so number of children born, the first one is obviously Ravana. So therefore Ravana is mostly, although he is a son of this Muni, but he is born from the womb of this Rakshasi, Kaikasi. So he inherited all those Rakshasi qualities. That is Ravana. Then the second son is Kumbhakarna. The third one is daughter Surpanaka. And the last one is Vibhishana. And this Vibhishana, the last one, is one who is having Brahmana qualities, truly acquiring quality of his father, Visrava Muni. Okay. Now you can see, so the glorious qualities of Vibhishana and other unglorious qualities, demonic qualities of Ravana. So that is why Prabhupada starts with purport. Or even then, here ocean god Samudradev is saying, So, Visravaha, Avameham, that is a son who is like a urine. Avameham. Avameham means pollution. Pollution like urine. So, who is that? Obviously referring to Ravana. So, Ravana is compared to urine. When, if Prabhupada says in purport, it is said that a sun and a urine emanate from the same source. When the son is a devotee or a learned person, obviously that discharge for begetting a son is successful. When we say parents are successful, only when they are able to beget and raise up a very great son, scholar or a devotee. But in this case, what happened? The first son happens to be something like a demon, Rakshasa, so who is giving so much of trouble to the whole world and bringing so much of bad name to the parents. If parents have got a very nice son or a daughter, their glory also improves, increases, fame will increase. So and so's daughter, so and so's son, so attentive, so scholar. Not only come to temple but also listens to the Bhagavatam class, throughout life became successful. Now we all appreciate. So like this 3-4 kids who are here, we appreciate them. It is not easy. Even the adults are not able to come and sit down in Śrīmad Bhāgavatam class. What to speak of? So kids are there very patiently. Then sometimes they are engaged in multiple activities, not only hearing Śrīmad Bhāgavatam class, but also engaged in making garland. All glorious. So here, Prabhupada is saying that here is the unqualified son who brings no glory to family. He is no better than urine, as some other they've said. Then, next statement, Triloka Ravanam. Triloka. For the three word, Ravanam. This Ravana is a person, Ravanam, one who creates. The activities of Ravana are simply disturbance and misery for the three words. Ravana is a person, Ravanam, that is activities of Ravana. So his activities of Ravanam, that is Ravana's activities, are simply causing trouble to all the three worlds. So in Prabhupada is saying that he is causing weeping. All the peoples of three worlds are crying because of him. Means he is giving so much of trouble to everybody. Of course, his troubles are endless. So he has given trouble to the family members, including Kubera. Now, Kubera is the brother, born from his first wife of Vishwar Muni. So this Kubera was actually one who was ruling Lanka. See, this Lanka was a beautiful place. Sri Lanka was a beautiful place. In fact, it was called a holiday spot of all the devatas. All these devatas, if they need to take some holiday and rest, what do? The people of Australia go to Bali. And some people go to Europe during summer time of Europe. Usually Keshav Prabhu. Keshav Prabhu during May month, he will somehow escape Australia, go to Europe, because there it is a summer. So, we also do. Sometime during December time, many devotees go to Vrindavan. Recently, many devotees went to Jagannath Puri. Of course, not for holiday. Our devotees don't go for holiday. They go to Yatra to take darshan of Lord, and that is their holiday. So, see Lord pastime, how he is going on a Ratha Yatra. So, enjoy and help Ratha Yatra also. Pull the Ratha cart, help him to go from his one abode to the Gundicha Mandir, Gundicha temple. So they are also doing. So here, the devatas used to go to this Lanka. And at that time, of course, obviously Kubera was the crown king. He was ruling that one. But this, what did Ravana do? So Ravana went and snatched that, fought with him. So Kubera said, okay, take it. I don't need, I will go to Himalaya. So your brothers are coming and fighting with you. What you can do? Irrational brother. It happens in family also. Sometimes they have the property divided. Some brothers will come and fight with you. Simply say, no, I want this one. You give to them, I want that one. So that time you fed up with them and give them, okay, take it, I am going to Australia, or I am going to America, or I am going to Himalaya. So those who are devoted, they might just go to, say, Vrindavan or Mayapur. Just forget about this, your brothers who are troubling you. So that's what happened to Kubera. Then this Ravana also created so much of austerity. No woman was safe. Wherever this fellow goes, if he sees some beautiful woman, whether that person is the daughter-in-law or a wife of a Lord Shiva, he says, I want her. She should be my wife. And there is a nice discussion about how when Lord Shiva was very pleased with this musical play of Ravana, he said, okay, ask boon. Obviously, first boon or a first reward that Shiva has given him a very unique, that sword. Then after that, he sees next to Shiva one beautiful lady standing. I want her also. You see who is standing next to Shiva? Parvati Devi. Shiva usually, usually he is a king, leader of Bhutaganas. But sometime he is also with family. So when Parvati was there, Parvati is the most beautiful woman on this universe. In this universe, if you are looking for the most beautiful one in this material world, that is Parvati Devi. And so when Parvati Devi heard this, she has to find some approach to escape. What did she do? She picked up one frog nearby. They requested Brahmadev, can you please make this frog a beautiful personality, looks maybe similar to me. So Shiva Brahmadi did. Then when again see visible, that frog, Manduka, that frog, there is a Mandodari. And then this Ravana happily took her and married. So basically a frog. So you see, she presented trouble to Mother Parvati also. But Mother Parvati is smart. She knows how to escape from all these people. So what about Ramba? Ramba, Urvasi, actually Ramba. So this Ramba is, of course, very beautiful. When this Ravana saw Ramba, he says, oh, you are mine. He tried to, even cause so much a problem, including, trying to rape her. So, this is austerity he is creating, making everybody weep. That's what he says. Triloka, trouble. So at that time she says, oh Ravana, you are actually my uncle-in-law. Because this Ramba married to Nalakubera. Nalakubera is son of Kubera, in pastime of Krishna. So Krishna has delivered Nalakubera and Manigrava. Soon when we are doing Krishna's part-time singing, Damodarastakam singing. So we remember that so much. So this Nalakubera's wife is Ramba. And Nalakubera is son of Kubera. And this Ravana is actually brother of Kubera. So therefore uncle-in-law. So like a father-in-law figure. So she requests, but still he doesn't agree. So, he tried to trouble her. So at that time this news went to Nalakubera. And Nalakubera is the one who cursed him. If you ever touch another woman against her will, your head will be split into 1,000 pieces. This was a curse. So now this curse is the one which actually protected Mother Sita. So when he kidnapped Mother Sita and put her in Ashokavana in the Lanka, so there, so he knew this curse. So that is why he is trying to impress and make Sita agree to his proposal. But Sita never agreed. Sita is a Dharma Patni, chaste wife. So therefore, he never dared to touch her, because if he touch her, his head will split into 1,000 pieces, finished. He knows. You can see, he caused so much of trouble. And of course, many devatas were also fearful of him. Sometimes devatas assume the form of birds. Indra, Varuna, Chandra, whenever they go to some yajna or some place or function, if Ravana appears, they change their form to look like a peacock. Otherwise he might trouble. So much of trouble he caused, disturbance. So that is why he is called as avameham, like pollution, like a urine. A son who is like a urine, discard, who brings a bad reputation to the family. So, so next, of course, now comes so the advice of Samudradev. So what is he saying? Veera Patnim. Veera means one who is a hero, a person who is powerful, Veera, very powerful. Patnim here refers to Mother Sita. So Veera, powerful great hero, refers to Lord Ramchandra, and Patnim is Mother Sita. He says, you just go to this abode of Ravana, who is a great source of problem for 3 words. And he is a son of Visrava, but condemned like urine. Please go and kill him, and thus regain your wife Sita Devi. But he says, obviously you can do that very easily, but he has a request and appeal. So what is the appeal? Appeal is Bandini Setum. So Bandini. So Badnihi means build or a construct. So construct what? Setum. Setu, a bridge. And that Setu is what we popularly call Rama Setu. You build a Setu, build a bridge from Rameswaram to the Lanka. So now, of course, Varunadev not just said, just build a bridge, but he also gave some solution. He says, here is one of the monkey that you got. His name is actually Nala. So he is son of Vishwakarma. Who is Vishwakarma? He is architect. Like a carpenter, architect of heavenly, in the heavenly kingdom. So we have got many architects. Similarly, this Vishwakarma is the architect, and his son was Nala. So he was actually a monkey, exalted monkey. So he is as talented, as illustrious as his father. So he got all the qualities. So, of course, this Ravana got very bad qualities from mother, whereas this Nala got very good qualities from his father Vishwakarma. He says, he is the architect, he can help build. Obviously, Nala didn't think like that. Nala thinks that, hey, I am now the architect, Rama, I am going to build for you. Not that. So he said, oh Lord, so we will do under your direction. Whatever he said, we will do. So this Nala, that is along with all millions of monkeys, now is under the direction of Lord Ramachandra, started building the bridge. How do they build? Obviously you need building material. So they went and uprooted even the mountains, trees, many stones, then brought to the seashore. Now under the direction of Lord Ramachandra, and of course Nala planned how, what all material to bring and what to place. And they started throwing that in the ocean under direction, guidance of Lord Ramachandra. Then of course, what to place where was all told by this Nala. So now they built, they took around 5 days to build this bridge all the way from Rameswaram to Lanka. So actually the place they started from is called Dhanuskodi. So how many of you went to Rameswaram? Anybody? Oh, very nice. Dhanuskodi? Yes. So after taking darshan of Lord Shiva, then there is a narrow route to a place called Dhanuskodi. So they went to this place called Dhanuskodi. So this Dhanuskodi, so there from there they started. So started building this bridge. In 5 days they did. Of course, there are many interesting pastimes happen during the construction of bridge. So, personality like Hanuman. Hanuman is a very powerful person. He can carry big mountain or big stones and throw into the water. And there were other small squirrels. They are also trying to do something. What are they doing? Just they are there, they are trying to push a sand little bit inside. Small stone pieces, or a dust you can call. Sometime they are just, rolling themselves. In the process of rolling, maybe they will push some sand into the water. At that time, Hanuman said, "Hey, get out. Your sand, what difference it can make?" Sand was trying to push, the squirrel was trying to push sand. So when he says, get out and clear the path, we were building a bridge. So this was heard by Ramachandra. Ramachandra called immediately, "Hanuman, come here, I need to talk to you, separately." He called insult in front of a squirrel. Sometimes we do some mistake, the president of temple may come and take us outside and tell us. Not point out our mistakes in front of everybody. He says, the service done by the squirrel, a small body squirrel, is actually equivalent to your service. Within his ability, that squirrel is doing service, and you are doing service within your ability. To me, both are equal. This was a great realization. How Lord will see. Even though we may do small service in a small body, small ability, no problem. Lord will accept. So if somebody, for example, one of the small girl, they just take a carpet and put it there. That's the equivalent of doing full marjana, cleaning of this whole temple. So if I do the whole temple cleaning, then this Gokul just picks up one mat and put there, equivalent. So he is doing his ability, I am doing another within my ability. Okay? So you see, so that's how Lord sees. So very, very important to understand. So as I said, it took 5 days to build this bridge. So according to Ramayana, on the first day, they built this bridge. They covered distance of around 14 yojana. What is this yojana? So 1 yojana distance is, some say 7 kilometer, others say 8 kilometer. Okay, let us make it even simple, 8 kilometer. So they built this bridge. The width of this bridge was something like 10 yojana, almost like 80 kilometer, and the length is 100 yojana, almost like 100 into 8, 800 kilometer. Right now, the Rameswaram and Lanka are not that far, maybe around 100, 120 kilometer, but right now. But earlier it was a long distance. So, those of you who heard about this tectonic plate movement, with the movement of the plate, all these different land masses, they are moving. So that is how they are maybe closer. Otherwise, earlier they were all different distances. So they built first day 14 yojana, second day 20 yojana, third day 21 yojana, fourth day 22 yojana, then the last 5th day 23. Combined together 80 and 100 yojanas. So they built something like this, such a long and such a big bridge width. Why we need such a big one? Millions of monkeys need to pass. If you have a small bridge like this, only 2 buses are going. But if you have millions of monkeys need to pass very quickly to other side, we need a bridge which is big width and also length covering from one point to other point. So such a nice bridge was built under the direction of Lord Ramachandra. So here, you can also see, so why the bridge should be built? One is going. They can go any other way. But here, this Samdadev is saying, so he requests him, so, although my water will present no impediment for you, so, but please construct bridge over. Why? To spread your glories. So, he says, Badnihi setum ihate yasyasya. Yasyasya means fame. So, he says, let your fame be expand. Vitataye. The fame, yasyasya vitataye. That is the last line. Yasya, the fame of Lord Ramachandra. So if just simply goes and comes back and kills and brings Mother Sita, so the future kings may not know about this. So that is why he is saying that Gayanti means glorify. Gayanti, who glorify? Digvijayano, the future kings. the future kings may not remember your glory. So therefore, please build a bridge. Expand your fame, Yasya. Expand your fame. And also your fear. So that way, the future, heroes and kings of the future can glorify your wonderful activity. So that is why he is requesting Lord Ramachandra to build such a bridge. In fact, today this bridge exists. So couple of years ago, so actually not couple of years, just during 2020, NASA. What is NASA? NASA is a space agency in America, National Space Agency. Like that in also India called ISRO, Indian Space Research Organization, ISRO. So they collaborated. So using NASA, their big satellite system with thermal capability to map the surface of the earth. So this NASA did such a survey and then found that there is all these stones which are arranged like a bridge. Limestone group, many the limestones, they were arranged like a bridge between the Dhanuskudi, that is India, to Lanka. So this bridge was organized. So they found that this was actually true. In fact, if you go and search for Rama Setu Kama NASA, you will find this image like this. I want to show you. Yeah, so you see the image below in the ocean earth, all these stones, they are arranged like a bridge, all the way from one end to other end. You can see Gokul? Yeah, bridge. So if you want to, that changed, right? Yeah, one more time if you have not seen properly. So this is the bridge. So using sophisticated technology, so they found that this Rama Setu bridge, all the stones are still there, they synced. Okay, so you can see. So NASA claimed themselves as one of the sophisticated, America's space agency, the most powerful in the world. So whoever did it, anyway. So these are today's they are heroes, correct? As the statement says, the future heroes and personalities can glorify you. Otherwise, many people may be thinking, how is it possible? Who can build such a bridge between one end of the ocean to other end of the ocean? And that too floating. The stones are floating. And these stones were heavy. They were floating how? So this Hanuman actually used to write a name of Rama and throw there. So, there is again another pastime during the construction of the bridge. So Hanuman was taking so many big stones and writing name Rama and throwing, and they all are floating. Now Rama said, let me also try. He took some stones and thrown there. And whatever stone Rama was throwing, they were sinking. Whereas the stone that Hanuman was throwing, they are floating. So then Ramchandra was surprised. How is it? He asked Hanuman, what is the magic you are doing? You are also throwing stones, I am also throwing stones. And when you throw, they are floating. When I throw, they are sinking. At that time, Hanumanji says, oh Lord, I am throwing by, writing your name on that stone, so to build a bridge. But when you throw, you are actually rejecting it. When Lord is throwing away, so he is rejecting that. So because rejecting is sinking. So this is also showing that. So when Lord accepts, so we can float, we can become successful. So Hanuman also says, oh Lord, you make even these planets float in the sky. Earth planet is actually floating. Moon planet is floating. Sun planet is floating. All those are simply floating in the right place, right orbit. So this is the power, energy of Lord, which we call gravitational power or whatever you like to call it. So that's the power. So he can make that stone float. But he is just showing that if he rejects something, so it is a failure. So that is what happened. And of course here, hearing these activities of Lord Ramachandra is very glorious. So Prabhupada in the purport is quoting, Janma karma chame divyam. The karma means activities, wonderful activities of Lord. In this case, what are the wonderful activities? This constructing a bridge from one end of the seashore to other end is a wonderful activity. Then Prabhupada also talks about Krishna, a small boy of 7 years able to lift a hill is a wonderful activity. Only such person can be called as Bhagavan, Supreme Personality of Godhead. Prabhupada also taking other places that these days, people are simply claiming themselves as a God. So these are, Prabhupada says that some of these people are called as a God by fools and rascals. The people don't know understanding of what God is. Sometimes people say God is great. How great? Can you measure? What are His qualities? What are His wonderful activities? That can't be done easily by common man. So we need to know those. So therefore Lord is saying in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 4, Janma karma chame divyam. When we know this Lord's appearance and His activities, wonderful activities. So like this wonderful quality of Lord Ramachandra, building this bridge, if you know them, then only you can appreciate what Lord is, what God is. It's very important. So then, if you know those things, so having such a knowledge, so Krishna also says, Deham punarjanma, tvaktava deham punarjanma. If you know these activities, wonderful qualities of Lord, so when you give up this body, you will not be born again in this material world. Rather, you will come to spiritual world. So therefore, it is very important for us to understand Janma Karma Chame Divyam. So Janma Karma, they are Divya, they are transcendental. Knowing them, simply by knowing activities of Lord Ramachandra, simply by knowing activities of Krishna, simply by knowing wonderful activities of Narasimhadev, and knowing wonderful activities of Nityananda Prabhu. So just by knowing, so we can make our life successful, the transcendental. Then of course, this way we know who the God is. Otherwise, people simply popularity. They might, so here is a God. Because they just exhibited some magic. What is the magic? They might just put their hand into like this pocket and take out something metal. So here is a gold. Oh, you all feel very happy. My Guru, he is now actually Bhagavan. He presented, converted this vibhuti or as or an iron piece into a gold. So we become mesmerized. Or they may just sit down like this, on say ice block instead of a Vyasasana for 1 month. Oh, who can sit down on an ice block? It's a severe cold and ice. This is ice. Let's imagine this ice. And I'm sitting here for 1 month. And many people come, oh, here is the Bhagavan. They accept. So they are not the one. So Prabhupada often says that if somebody claims themselves as a God, ask them to show their Vishwarupa. Ask them to lift this hill. If they can do, we'll accept them as a God. Or if they still, or they ask them to drink huge amount of poison and still survive. Just like Shiva is able to drink hala, that poison, so much of poison coming from Samudra Manthan. So he is reasonably a controller. He is Bhagavan. So if they can't do those, then we can't accept them as a God. So that is why Prabhupada said that we should know what God is, what are His wonderful qualities, what are His potencies, omnipotence, how powerful He is, what kind of wonderful He can do, which other people can't do it. So during those Treta Yuga, Lord is able to construct this bridge. Simply by knowing about the creation of the bridge, the activity that happened during the bridge construction itself is wonderful. So by knowing them, so we can certainly make our life successful. As Prabhupada says, as Lord Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Deham punarjanma, this toyaktava. So when you leave aside this body, you will not assume this body again in this material world. Instead, you will go to where? You will attain eternal abode. So Krishna is saying that. So therefore, as we can see, so another few more verses are there where you will hear glorious activities of Lord Ramachandra. So meditate on it. And if you continue like that up to August 16 or 17, you will hear about appearance of Sri Krishna. Before that, August 9, you will hear about appearance of Balaram. So Balaram appearance means we will Janma. But with the Janma, we also hear about their glorious qualities, glorious feat, glorious activities, karma. Janma and karma. Appearance of Lord, then the activities of Lord. So when they appeared in earthly planet, when they incarnate to perform certain activity, so we say paritranaya sadhuna, vinasya duskrutam, so protecting devotees, then in the process also performing uncommon activities, extraordinary activities. Lord Ramachandra, first, he wants to protect all the sages. Then of course also do his dharma as a supreme person, as a husband in his humanly form, Marada Purusha. He also wants to reclaim wife back. Later you will see how Lord Ramachandra is talking to this Ravana. Oh Ravana, you are like a dog. What does dog do? Sometimes they sneak into kitchen, pick up the food and run away. Not so much in Australia, but in India you will see. So similarly, that is what you did. When we are not there, you went there and kidnapped a woman from a house. This is not a hero quality. Hero is the one who will fight, then win the hand. That's what hero is. Only this kind of demons and rakshasas can do dog kind of activity. So therefore, you can see hearing Lord Ramachandra's activities, pastimes are very glorious, and that's why Prabhupada is concluding that so we hear these things, the activities of Lords are extraordinary and then wonderful, they are very wonderful. So by simply hearing name Lord Rama several times, so during this discourse we said Rama several times. So while describing wonderful activities of Lord Ramachandra, we said Ramachandra did this, Ramachandra did this. We said so many times Ramachandra, we heard. So because of that, holy name is entered into our ear. Then of course, holy name, not only hearing so interesting, Ramachandra's activities are so interesting, wonderful, but also in the process our heart become cleaned. Cheto darpana marjana, as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, when you chant holy name, when you hear holy name constantly, so your the contaminations of the heart will get cleaned. So heart become purified. So therefore our mind become transcendental, our thought become transcendental. So this is what Krishna is saying, that just by simply hearing these janma karma divyam, slowly we assume divine qualities. So that is why Krishna is saying that when you leave this body, you will not appear here again. Why is he saying that? Because you are hearing so much, maybe some other, the last breath of life at that time, you might remembering, oh, I was hearing this Śrīmad Bhāgavatam class, and then I was doing this garland, then I enjoyed hearing Hanuman activity, I enjoyed hearing Ram activities, then give up the body. Let us say, if that happened, that is the highest success of life. If that happens, we will appear in Ayodhyaloka in Vaikuntha. Or you might hear about Krishna's Janmashtami celebration. You may remember during that last breath of your life, go to Goloka Vrindavan. Correct? So that is what Krishna is assuring you. So like a money back guarantee, 100%. If you hear these, so and appreciate those karma, that is activities, divine activities of Lord, then you will achieve higher success. Okay, so with that let me conclude. You can see all these activities are glorious. So one who hears, they become devotees. Anyone who is coming to a temple, they are devotees actually. The moment you come to a temple, you see the deities, you see devotees. Therefore you become devotee. Then after coming, you hear Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, you become more advanced devotee. Then you, after this class over, you take Lord's Prasada, you are more advanced devotee. Correct? So this advancement is going up and up and up only. Then meanwhile, sometime you clean the temple, you are more advanced. So any activities will simply glorious and glorious and glorious. Then not only that, when you leave the body, you go back to Vaikuntha Loka, Krishna Loka. Or even if you are born here, nothing is lost. All that, divine asset that you acquired, in next life, if you born again as a human for some reason, you will start from there. So there is no loss at all. Whereas if you earn lot of money, money, material fame, material wealth, material education, all of them will be finished with this life. Again you have to restart. So you can see, so this is the glorious, then simply by hearing, so we can achieve the highest success of life. Achieve the highest success. Now, what is the highest success? Sometimes people say, if I somehow become Prime Minister of Australia, highest success. Or President of America, highest success. No, they are very temporary, only 3 years or 4 years maximum. After 4 years, they will kick you out. Sometimes they will kick you out between only. In Australia, this happens very frequently. No, the recently is okay, but if you see 10 years ago, the Prime Minister changed every 1 or 2 years. Supposed to be at least 3 years survival, not even 3 years. 1 year, one person will challenge you, finished. They will say, oh, I got 51% vote, you got only 49, out. Yeah. So, whereas here, whatever we gained, the transcendental credits by doing service can be Sravanam. Here, the bhakti, the devotional services, starts with hearing. So, that's what we all are doing. Sravanam, of course, Kirtana. Sravanam, Kirtam, Vishnu. So, hearing about Vishnu, speaking about Vishnu, doing some activities for Vishnu, that is Krishna. So, we achieve higher success for life. With that, let me stop here. But this today's verse is very, very important to remember again and again. So this way, so we can remember them. Then, of course, if you go deeper and deeper, it is very deep. So I have discussed very briefly, high level. But if you go deeper and deeper, the meaning is very powerful, which you can do it, as you start meditating on this Lord's activities, then various events that took place at that place, including squirrel, Hanuman activities, Nala's activities, the ocean activities, that Samudradev advised to the Rama. Then, of course, later, now, as we discussed, just 4 or 5 years ago, they discovered that indeed this Rama Setu exists, not just a theory, but the real. So Rama Setu is also there, and if you want to see, no problem, you can visit Rameswaram. Then 10 kilometers away from there is this place, Dhanuskodi, and very interesting place also, Dhanuskodi. And there you can have Kodanda Rama Darshan. There is a deity temple called Kodanda Rama Swami. Kodanda means the bow, the one who is a wielder of bow and arrow. That is Kodanda. That is Rama. Swami is the Lord, Master. Kodanda Rama Swami temple is there. Take darshan. So very interesting place, small place to visit. Then of course they are actually built up to an island called Manar Island. The Lanka also has one island. This is like a small island connected from Dhanuskodi to Manar Island in Lanka. And then of course if you are someone very interested in going deep into the ocean, you can do also and collect some stone from there and make that as a deity. Because it's possible it is touched by Hanuman, or maybe one of them may be thrown by Lord Ramachandra himself. So very interesting pastimes of Lord. Okay, with that let me stop here. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Are there any question you got? No? No question, no problem. So just memorize. Yes. Please take Mike, or maybe you can take this one.
Prabhuji, I wanted to ask if at the time of death we remember Lord Ram's pastimes, or we remember Lord Ram, do we go to Ayodhya or do we go to Goloka Vrindavan?
So at our own level, we can perform services, we can remember Lord's activities, then so without much difficulty, we can also do these things. So then, so by remembering Lord's, karma, these are transcendental. Then, so even though our ability may be very little, we can do that. And so as Samudra said that, so the future people can remember the glorious qualities. As the devotees, we can also perform certain qualities. So through that, our friends will also learn about it. So just like you were asking a question, asking question is not easy. Actually, asking question means one has to hear what all happening, be attentive, then meditate on it, then come out with some very unique question from that event. So requires attention. So what you're doing is actually glorious. So we can also easily do that and inspire others in the process. So all of them are so easy just by simply hearing Krishna Katha, simply meditating on it, simply performing some activities. So we can overcome difficulties. So we can easily be peaceful, happy, successful simply by hearing Lord's glories and involving in those activities. Then of course, as we discussed, all the things we do, they all are glorious only. So including sharing with others, or including helping others in the bhakti path. Okay, so with that, let's stop here. 9 o'clock, please go and have prasada, another glorious activity. Hare Krishna.